Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Storm Collectibles opening. Today we have Injustice, Gods Among Us, Darkseid, which is of course the second Injustice game. And obviously this is my favourite version of Darkseid, the ruler of Acropolis. So, Apocalypse even. Acropolis? I don't know what I was saying there. So let us look and see the blurb that it says on the back here with Darkseid. Why should Darkseid fear you? Also interesting note, Darkseid isn't the way it's really pronounced, it's Darkseid or whatever, but everyone calls him Darkseid and he acknowledges it, so that's what I'm going to call him. So, in the known DC universe, multiverse, one name stands above all others when it comes to supreme villainy, Darkseid. Ruling over the hellish world of Apocalypse, Darkseid doesn't merely mean to conquer a planet or subjugate his enemies. He seeks to rob the entire universe of its free will and replace it with his own. To this end, Darkseid employs the vast power at his disposal to seek out the anti-life equation, a mysterious formula that will allow him to remove all free will from every sentient life form in the known universe. In his quest for ultimate power, the immortal Darkseid has repeatedly come into conflict with Apocalypse's sister world, the Heavenly New Genesis, along with heroes such as Superman and the Justice League. So yes, Darkseid is a very, very cool, very powerful being indeed. He is arguably the ultimate antagonist for the Justice League. He's DC's version of Thanos, if you only happen to know Marvel, and he's arguably much, much stronger because although there's a multiverse of different universes, there's only one Darkseid, and it's the same Darkseid that shows up in every version. Obviously he has different looks, he has different things, but it's actually all just avatars of the real Darkseid, and there's this famous quote in DC that's just Darkseid is, which infers that everything else isn't, and that maybe Darkseid is the only thing that actually really exists. And also there's a part where he fights his son in the fifth dimension and the two of them fall over, and that causes a crash in the DC entire multiverse and resets the entire thing. Or some nonsense like that in DC 52. So, let us get right into it. I think this is the nicest version of Darkseid. I think it's actually the nicest figure of Darkseid, if I'm honest with you. But let's jump right in. And he is to scale as well. Can we see that in camera? There we are. He is quite a big boy, and he has quite a big box, as is well deserved. After all, oh no, I've cut into the box. Oh, jeez. Well, thankfully I'm not reselling it, so that's fine. Let us cut to this side. That's what I get for trying to open it fancy style. Oh my goodness. We are having some immediate issues. There we go. Jeez. That only took forever. Well, that's a bit of a damage there. I suppose if anyone ever buys this from me at some point in the future, you'll know that that's how it happened. It happened on camera, on video. So, there's that for you. I'm trying to just decrease the price of it. Well, I mean, you always decrease the price of it the second that you open the box. Let's just pull it open and see what we have. So the back of the box is just space, really. So Apocalypse is a massive, 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 massive world where the Earth wouldn't even, like the entire Earth would fit in one of its small lakes. So it is ginormous huge, to say the least. So this is what the figure looks like, what it comes with. And I might just rotate the camera downwards a little bit, just so you can see the full thing. And let us begin with the opening. So it has two sheets of plastic here. This is remove the first part here. Oh, there's only one part, it's just this is really thick plastic. And of course it comes with the little plastic coating to keep them from rubbing against the actual inside of the plastic box, which is a very, very nice thing that Storm Collectibles do. So let us look at the big man himself. Here is Darkseid, You know what, we will have to rotate the camera up a little bit, once again, just to have him in height, because he is ginormous. So let's look at the figure himself first, and then we shall look at his accessories in just a moment. Just get rid of this male bit of plastic. So, what are we working with here? Here we have Mr. Darkseid. So the head movement is very fluid. Very fluid indeed. And this is brand new. This entire area here is all rubber from the ends right up to the top here, right at the neck. It's all rubber. So it looks like maybe this is removable, although it's not recommended. We have the shoulder movements. So let's see how far up it bends. Yep. He can go into a classic T-pose with no problem whatsoever. He has the bicep rotation. He has the butterfly joints. So the arms can move back and also forward. He has the double elbow rotation, but... Oh, well, I thought the muscle mass was going to get in the way of it, but no, actually. As I said, this is brand new, right out of the box. So as you can see, it's actually very, very flexible. They've done a really good job with this. A lot of Storm Collectible figures arrive, and they are really, really stiff. The hand is on this swivel here, as per usual, the classic joint. Same with the other arm. Again, it's wow, he's really easy to pose. There's no stiffness in it whatsoever. It's really impressive actually. That's really cool. This is the easiest figure I've had. He has the ab crunch. Goes all the way back as well. And if we look under here, you can actually see that he is fully molded all the way. So if you were to remove the Omega armor, then he would have the rock skin all the way from the neck down to the waist. So if you were mental and crazy and you wanted a topless Darkseid, that's entirely possible. So this is the figure for you if that is what you're looking for. The neck, I think, might be on two joints. It's trying to work it out here. It might just be the ab crunch that I'm seeing there. But the head is is once again on a ball joint, so you can rotate left and right. You can obviously turn, and obviously look up and look down. So very nice. Let's look at the legs. So the legs, the classic Storm Collectibles thing, where he can do the sweet chin music, should he want to, the really high kicks. The knee has the double bend, so rotates the knee twice. Now the leg is quite stiff. That might actually be as far as the leg moves. I don't think the leg actually moves much farther than that. That's interesting. So there is your movement there. And once again, the same with this one. Yep, so you can see that there's actually, the plastic is getting in the way there. So, yep, it does lock out at that bit there. Not as much movement in the knees, but Darkseid isn't particularly known for his jump kicks or such. The ankle swivel, again, it has the toe movement, which has a little bit of movement to it, and also the foot does turn very mildly, not very much, in fact. And again, the same on the other side. Legs rotate, of course. At the ball joint. And this is solid plastic here. This isn't the soft plastic. And yes, there we go. So, very, very nice Darkseid figure. Very easy to put into nice poses. Put into maybe the aggressive... There we are. How does that look? Quite nice. So let's look at his accessories. Let me go and get those. So we shall see what it comes with. You can stand over here, Mr. Darkseid, ruler of Apocalypse. So he comes with 3 different sets of hands. So he has not exactly a tiger grip, but a open hand. I think this is more, sort of a diabolical, holding the hand out, like as in like, the world is mine kind of hand, as opposed to, tiger grip, slight difference. We have the open palm, which is just the very, very relaxed hand. This is generally what Darkseid tends to use most of the time. He doesn't tend to ball his hand into a fist that often. A lot of the time he'll just use the Omega weapon, or he'll just order someone to go and kill you for him. And last we have the karate chop hands, which I don't know why Darkseid would ever need those, but I imagine that would be absolutely devastating if Darkseid bothered to learn any kind of martial arts and started karate chopping people. Because whereas most martial artists can chop a few bricks in half, I imagine Darkseid would be chopping houses. You'd be looking at high-rise flat buildings to chop in half instead. So he comes with 3 additional heads. We have there the very angry look. I do love the look of the eyes, and they've really managed to get that perfect. The teeth and mouth seem to be relatively the same colour as the rest of the face, but I think that's actually true to Darkseid. The helmets and everything is all still exactly the same. The next one is the more aggressive teeth look. Focus camera, there we are. Which you can see there, very well detailed. I love the rock part of the forehead, where you've got the furrowed brow as it is, and the texture they put into the face. Very good. And now this one is our most interesting head. Oh, where the accessories came out already. Let me just fix that before we show it on camera. It may be a little bit too late. You might have already seen what we are about to see. Oh well, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. So we have the flame eyes, which you can see that would be him being furious, just about to get ready to do the Omega beams. This should slide in, as you can see there. It's got the little area there. This part should just slide into the eye. Ah, there we go. I just had it a little bit to the side. So the reason that these are removable is because this is the head that uses the Omega beams, which is obviously our main special thing for this figure. So the Omega beams are Darkseid's signature move. It is said that no one has ever avoided the Omega beams before, despite the fact many people have, and that no one has ever survived the Omega beams before, despite the fact that many people have. But it is still a devastating thing to see when it does happen. So the way that this works, I'll need to move the camera down a little just so that you can see everything here. You can't see Darkseid for the moment, but don't worry, we shall be back to him in a second. So we have here the end of it. The ends in a little fireball point. It rotates along here, and as you can see, it is very nicely geometrically made. And you can see here, this is the connection part. So this part actually comes off and it swivels. So you can actually have this separate. And now we shall show you what this is for. So you take off the fire from the eyes. There we are. That one came out easily enough. And the other one. There we go. And you can replace them with the Omega Beam eyes. So let me just see how this would go in. Is it this way? Is it that way? Does it matter? Is there a left and right? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it incorrectly? Hmm. No. Right. Let's try doing it without the Omega Beam, so it's a little bit easier. Is it something like this? Is that the way it should fit in? Or does it go in that way? Hang on, let's take a look at this part here. So this part, it goes in like that. Okay, so the larger part is on the outside. So it is like that. And that should clip in like so. Unless there is a left and right eye and this is supposed to go in this side. There we go. Okay, that's how that fits in there. And now we do the same with the other eye. This is exactly the same as the previous Omega Beam. And the larger part goes to the outside. Which will click that in there, like so. And then you have this version of the Omega Beams, like as if they're just activating. And then you can stick these in. And you can rotate them whatever way you feel like. So you've got this very cool Omega Beam look to them, which I think is very, very cool, actually. You can have them cross over, like crisscross a little bit. I wonder if we can do something like this. As you can see, they're almost similar to one another, but just off, which is very, very nice, because that is you know, the way that the Omega Beams work. They are not logical, really, not in any way, but you know, they don't follow any kind of like math precision. So let us now just try and take the head of Mr. Darkseid here. We'll do this on camera. We have to keep rotating the camera because Darkseid is quite massive. And as always, we will do a size comparison at the end of the video. So let us just try. The head should just pop off. Hopefully. There we go. And I nudge the camera while doing that. And now the other head should just clip right in there. A little bit of Herculean strength. There we go. And there we have one enraged Omega beaming Darkseid, which I think is fairly cool. Yeah, so there we go. That is what your Omega beamed Darkseid will look like. It shall be very, very cool indeed. Just do a quick little 360 of them for you. Very nice indeed. So, let us take away the Omega Beam head. Don't worry if an eye falls out. It's Darkseid, I'm sure he can handle it. He is a big boy after all. I'll just put this over to the side. I can hear that collapsing in the background. And we'll put on the regular head once again. Just clips right on. And now let's put him into a better stand. So we'll have him standing at his full height. We'll put him in his signature pose, with his hands behind his back. Yeah, he's a little bit off balance, just a bit. There we go. Nice and sorted. So, size comparison with the big boy himself, Mr. Darkseid. It is, I rotate down a little bit so you can see his full height. So, first of all, let us compare him with a Marvel Legends, a Shang-Chi figure, who, as you can see, Marvel Legends are very, very small by comparison. If we use our scissor line, you can see that Shang-Chi barely comes up to just under the rib of Mr. Darkseid. So he is quite a huge, huge boy. Next up, let us take the Storm Collectibles, the Hulkster, the Immortal One Hulk Hogan. And as you can see, he's just a little bit bigger than the Marvel Legends figures, but that is your scale of relative Marvel Legend, or your relative Storm Collectibles figures. Next up, we shall take the Mortal Kombat Sector. We shall pair him, as you can see, once again, even in comparison to other Storm Collectible figures, Darkseid is quite massive. Next up, let us take out the Hulkster. We will place him with the Storm Collectibles Tekken figure, Kazuya. So Kazuya is quite a relatively tall figure for a normal-sized Storm Collectibles. And even he is entirely dwarfed by the Omega-wielding Darkseid. I just realised his head is a little bit tilted to the side there, but I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with it when I'm properly posing him. Next, since there was the Mortal Kombat versus DC computer game, let us compare him to the other boss. He is the Emperor of Outworld. He is not king. He is Khan. He is Shao Kahn. And as you can see there, there is a pretty good size comparison in terms of stature and build to Shao Kahn as it is to Darkseid. Darkseid is quite a bit taller than him. As you can see, Shao Kahn is sitting in his throne. I'm not going to change from that. I like that little pose of him. But yes, in terms of width and scale, so if you want to do a Mortal Kombat DC crossover, Darkseid is exactly to scale with the boss characters. Let us remove Sector, and let us bring in the Prince of the Shokan, which to date is our largest figure, and I'm not sure if Darkseid's going to be bigger than him or not. Goro. And wow, as you can see there, Darkseid is indeed actually taller than Goro. Not by a huge amount, but certainly, well, with Goro's ponytail, he's actually taller. But you can see here, if we draw a line, there is quite a height difference of Darkseid over Goro. Which is very surprising because Goro is absolutely ridiculously huge. He is quite massive. So for Darkseid to be even taller is quite impressive. And I think that's going to be it for this video. So if you enjoy, please do give a like, share and subscribe. It's only a small click for you, but it does mean a lot to me, and it does help the channel grow. So I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.